What is up, guys? It's Flash back with some more charts. Another video. It's Tuesday, January 28th, about 4:30 p.m. Eastern. 4:37 to be exact. We've got MicroStrategy up on the 4-hour. Drop me a like if you guys want to see like some more daily content around short-term price action, around MicroStrategy, Bitcoin, anything else. Because this is kind of what I like to look at on a short-term basis. And so I've got some charts. I've got some, I guess, sketches or drawings that I've put onto my charts just to kind of help me see price action a little bit better. They're all a little bit different, but kind of fun to look at. We'll look at some indicators too. But here we got like a kind of a descending resistance line. Could also throw, that's an arc, like maybe a shorter term arc. But you got your there's a huge pump in November. You got like an ABC correction there, 3-wave move. But then I also see, what do we have here? Yeah, we got some parallel channels here. Like I also see like 2 bear flags that I think we just kind of want to pay attention to. Like you kind of had pole flag, pole, bear flag almost. So I would just be mindful of, kind of a correction kind of like that, where we get like an A, B, C. We take out this low. I'm also aware that could be a possibility, right? But I'm mostly, I do think we have a longer term arc kind of at play here. We've seen that Bitcoin chart. So, we're kind of on that support line if we zoom out to the daily. It's a rough sketch of an arc, right? But we're right there. We can bring in some moving averages. We're under a nice little ribbon of moving averages, right? And this is MicroStrategy again, now on the daily time frame. But we could have some further sideways chop. I'm not 100% sure. Some other things we can do is we can go into like the 3-hour, for example. And we can also pull up our other indicators. So sometimes I like to look at this one, which is, where's the label? It's called, if you type in on indicators, Fu Manchu cipher B plus divergences. It's kind of like a copycat market cipher. But this is cool too, like shows you the momentum. There's some green dots down here when the momentum really gets stretched to the downside or the upside, right? And then you have your money flow in the middle. And this I think really works well in Heiken Ashi. Like you kind of want to look for like the bottoms of the money flows, so to speak, and they kind of round out. And then you bring up like price action. Like when this turned green back here in September, like this thing started that pump all the way through November, right? And then you got kind of a lower high on the money flow right here. So I don't know. This kind of also gives me hope that we are kind of like rounding out, so to speak. The money flow, could be this bowl. This is just a guideline, a potential, right? We also have the crypto wave trend. I like this indicator a lot. Like, let me zoom these in a little bit. So like the wave trend is cool too. Whoop. Because like you can see when you break out over, the moving average, like that is a more powerful breakout. Okay, what's happening? So it looks like we're on the 3-hour, like we're trying to kind of round out here on the wave trend too. and kind of make this longer term moving average turn up. Another one I like to look at is, we'll go on the 6 hour for MicroStrategy. This is the distance percentage from the moving average, or from one of the moving averages. In this case, I have it set at the 25 period moving average. So for whatever the time frame, it's the 25th period of that. I don't know, I looking at it, you can kind of see some patterns in the moving average. So this one I've kind of found on the 6 hour for MicroStrategy specifically. Like, this is when that pump started, and I want to kind of visualize the volatility of MicroStrategy by looking at how far this is trading away from its moving average. The red line is the 0 line, meaning it is the moving average, right? So if we zoom out, we put the SMA on. I do want to make sure this is 25. Yep. So like, this is the moving average. What's the distance from the moving average? So if you are on this indicator, it's 50% above the moving average. That's right here, 50% up. Yeah, so it kind of gives you a sense of the volatility, how far price can kind of top out at. And we can kind of zoom in, enhance. You can kind of look for breakouts on this thing. And for example, like, here's a pattern of some sort, and we're kind of breaking out of that. You know, there's a line here somewhere that may or may not exist, but usually when this happens, you know, price will go to the upside, right? So we've kind of broken out on that momentum. We want to get above the moving average, obviously, and continue up this bull. Another one I'll look at sometimes is the ADX and DI. This can kind of detect powerful moves. So we'll make this a little bit bigger. Just bring it on top here. So like, when this gets low, the white line specifically, you know, you're close to a big move, either to the upside or downside. In this case, back here, it was to the upside. You can see the green kind of go above the red, and it takes off. Again, this is on the daily. You know, we can go out to the 2-day to get even a more powerful move, or maybe a longer term move. So like, it's kind of resetting to the downside, the ADX is, right? But, you know, right now we do have the red line kind of poking up. So we want the green line to get above the red line, right, in order for this to go up. So that's another thing to take into consideration. So that's MSTR. We can also look at MSTR measured in Bitcoin. And so here I have some more lines. Again, we've cooled off again, MicroStrategy measured in Bitcoin. And so you want this to kind of start curling up and to the right. But this is going to take, it looks like a little bit of time, right? Today is Tuesday the 28th. Like, if we kind of round out here or do a V shape of some sort, you know, early to mid-February, we want to be breaking out against Bitcoin. You know, or we can go sideways with Bitcoin, right? Like we did back here. So I don't know, it's kind of a tough call, but it's definitely we need that volatility to the upside to come back in. I don't know what it's going to be, but we'll see it here in the charts and in the ratio. But we can pull up the indicators for this too. Kind of want to look at, yeah, so the money flow is kind of going to the upside. We're on the 3 hour, put in a green circle on the momentum. Like, that could be a buy signal. Again, MicroStrategy measured in Bitcoin. So, you know, today we kind of looked at the charts as I looked at them, right, guys? Drop me a like if you want to see this maybe daily or maybe every other day. Stuff I look at all the time. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.